Alright, hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a first impressions of this new beauty sponge I found at Target. It is the BioBlender by EcoTools, and this is a 100% biodegradable makeup sponge. I believe it's a new release because I've never ever seen it before. It blows my mind that there are probably a ton of makeup sponges just sitting in the landfill, so I'm happy that this is a biodegradable option. And let me just read the back. This says it is 100% certified biodegradable sponge, USDA certified natural ingredients, 100% plantable paper packaging, and it actually has like this cute little sticker on the back that says plant me, and then it's safe for sensitive skin and dermatologist tested. So this works like any other makeup sponge. You want to wet it, squeeze the excess water until it's damp, and then apply your makeup in a bouncing motion to blend it into the skin. And it says here you clean it 1 time per week and you replace it every 30 days or every month. I think this is a bit different from other EcoTool sponges because if I remember looking at other packaging, you replace those sponge every 3 months. So probably because this is a biodegradable product, you need to replace them more often just because the ingredients are probably not as stable or long lasting. And this is certified biodegradable when planted within a home compost environment. So I'm just going to open this up and do my makeup and see how it turns out. And now that I'm opening it, it's very firm. I'm used to using beauty blenders primarily, and the beauty blender is very soft, but this one definitely you have to like squeeze a bit more even though it is dry. And now I'm going to dip it in water and we'll see what happens. I have this mug of water here that I just filled up before this. I'm just gonna drop it in and squeeze underwater a little bit. It still feels very firm. Oh, now I got water. I think it's filled with water now. I'm just gonna squeeze all the water out. Oh, I just totally got some on my table. This is what it looks like damp. It feels so much better damp than when it did dry. Like this definitely has like give and some springiness to it. Like I feel a lot better about trying this on my face now. So now I'm just going to start doing my face makeup. First I'm going to put my hair back with just this headband so I don't get any foundation into my hairline. And I already did my eye makeup as part of another video. So now I get to do my face makeup. And now the first thing I'm going to do is go in with some liquid foundation. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus cream. Kind of a foundation hybrid, but this is what I usually use. And I've already primed my skin with, I think it's I forget what brand it is, but it's a glassy skin balm, which is like a moisturizer and primer built in. And that's what I've been using recently, so I'm just going to pump 2 squirts for now. Oh shoot, I'm kind of running out of this. On the back of my hand, if I can get the second one. Okay. And now I'm just going to apply it like I would any other foundation with a sponge. I'm just going to take a little bit on my sponge first and just kind of swipe it to start laying it down. And some on the other side of my face. And now I'm going to tap it in. So one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is that it seems to give pretty good coverage, and so far it looks pretty even. One of the things I do know with like this shape of sponge though that is challenging is because there is no like pointed tip. Getting beneath my eyes and into the crease of my nose are going to be a little bit more challenging, so we'll see how that turns out. But it's applying very nicely so far. You can kind of see a bit of like the indentations of where like the flat edge of the sponge pushes a bit too hard into like the foundation, or there's too much foundation and then it pushes in. And now I'm going to try my nose a little bit. So usually I'll kind of stick my finger in the entrance and then kind of lift it up and then press into the crease just to make sure I'm covering everything. And then just continue to blend it out. The other challenging thing about this sponge is just trying to get like down the center of your face, like between your eyebrows and down your nose, just because it is so wide, and with like beauty blenders it's a bit more tapered, so that is a little bit challenging. But the flat edge is like really nice, like if you want to clean up your eyebrows while applying your foundation. Wow, I'm actually really enjoying the way this is covering. Like, it's blending out so nicely. The shape is a little bit challenging, but this is like the standard shape of EcoTools sponges, so not much can change there. And now I'm just gonna continue with my concealer and see how it does. This is the Rare Beauty. And I just apply this beneath my eyes. I'm not going to apply too much because I did eyeshadow first. And then I usually apply it on any other blemishes that I want to cover. My forehead has been acting up a little bit, so I'm going to give it a little extra love today. You can like stamp it using the flat edge, and that helps keep the pigment a bit more concentrated in the area. That actually gave really good coverage. Being a sponge, that's definitely the way to go, tapping it in from the top. Now I gotta be a little extra careful with the under eye concealer just because I do have some under eye eyeshadow down already. Okay, that looks really good. My foundation is a bit light, so I feel super pale, and now I'm going to bake beneath my eyes. I'm just taking some Laura Mercier loose setting powder, and then I'm just gonna go in with a sponge, take it kind of like on the tip area, and I'm just going to kind of like swipe and tap it underneath my eye area and then around my nose. The shape definitely does make this challenging. Like, if there's one thing I don't love about this sponge, like right off the bat, is the shape. Like, the flat edge definitely does have its pros, but I think there's more cons than pros for me personally. Just because it is hard to like get in like the inner corner and then kind of like bake how you normally would with like a regular beauty blender, or like even a sponge with like more of a tip. Alright, then I'm just going to take some of the sponge like all over and just kind of tap it in everywhere else to set. Alright, now I'm going to do my bronzer and blush off camera, and I'll be back to finish up the face. Okay, so I'm back and I did my blush and bronzer, and I contoured my nose a little bit. I actually kind of want to see what it's like to chisel my cheekbones using the powder, so I just loaded it up on the tip, and I'm going to position my mirror first so I can see what I'm doing, pull my hair back, and I'm going to swipe gently beneath my bronzer. Actually, I might need a bit more powder than that. So I think this is one of the few instances where the shape of this sponge is advantageous, just because it is a bit easier to kind of chisel your cheeks like that, just because it is a straight edge. I'm going to repeat on the other side. I think this is even for the most part. I am so bad at doing that, honestly. And now I kind of want to like clean up my nose a little bit. So I'm going to take the edge and just kind of try and like stamp the side of my nose. So the flat edge is very helpful here too, but it does make it a bit hard to kind of get more towards like the inner corner. And then just a little bit down my nose. I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit while I finish up the rest of my eyes, and I will be back to give my final thoughts on the EcoTools BioBlender. Okay, so I'm back and I have some final thoughts on the EcoTools BioDegradable BioBlender. So first off, I think it is so cool that a makeup sponge is finally biodegradable. I think this will help a lot with like the waste that is created just from like disposable sponges. Surprisingly, the fact that it is biodegradable did not compromise the performance of the sponge. Like, I felt really good about how it blended everything out. Like, my face still looked flawless and evenly covered, and I was super impressed by that. One thing I didn't really like though was the shape of the sponge. I am so used to using sponges with like a pointed tip to get in between my crevices that the flat edge did make it a bit challenging. But on the flip side, the flat edge was nice for kind of carving out my cheekbones. And I think another downside is that this does need to be replaced more often than the average sponge. This will last like 30 days, assuming like you use it pretty much daily, and I think the standard EcoTools sponge is like 3 months, but this is a biodegradable product, probably not as stable, so I can see why. So overall, I really enjoyed the sponge. If you are very eco-conscious like I am and concerned about the amount of waste and type of waste you're creating with your beauty routine, like definitely check it out because it was amazing quality for being an eco-friendly sponge. Alright, that is it for my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Honestly, like, the sponge was super cool to try out, and I'm so glad that more eco-friendly options are coming to market. So hopefully we see some changes within the industry soon. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn on the bell for post notifications. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Valentina, and I upload 3 times a week. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.